can't sleep in a hammock, I can help you with that. I couldn't sleep in one either. I think people that sleep on their back, they just take the hammocks like duck to water. But side sleepers, it's a challenge. I spent several nights not being able to sleep in a hammock at all. I found out afterwards my hammock was too short. It was a 10th wonder hammock, I think, and it was probably about 2.8 metres long, just not big enough for me to get sideways. Let me show you what I mean. You need to get diagonal in a hammock. So there, you see my feet are, let's get my pointy stick, my feet are here, whereas on a short hammock your feet have to be up here and you're sleeping like a banana and you've got no chance. So, how do we set it up? First thing, this hammock is a ticket to the moon double, so 3.2 metres long, 2 metres wide, so it's a big one, which allows me to get more diagonal. Also, I put a ridge line on. Look at this other video and you'll see the my review of this 10th wonder hammock, and you'll see how I've managed to do this. But yeah, I've got a ridge line and I've got these set up roughly 30 degrees going up at each angle, and when I get in it, the ridge line is tight. It's a bass note. If you're musical, you could probably tell what note it is, but it's just tight enough to twang. So that's the point. And the head end, sorry, this is the head end. The head end is lower than the foot end. Not, as most people think, so as I can have my feet up in the air. You always end up sleeping flat because you shuffle in the night and you just find the lowest spot. The point of it is that you get away from what they call this calf ridge. So let's show you that bit again. So when you're sleeping in the hammock, you can see that this bit here puckers up a bit and it presses against your calf. So that's why they call it a calf ridge. So that becomes, initially it's like nothing, but after a while it starts getting on your wick, and it becomes one of the reasons for not going to sleep, is discomfort. So having the foot end higher means that I'm sleeping much more towards the head end and as far away from that calf ridge as possible, which means that I can get a flatter lay, being diagonal and nice and flat, nice and comfortable, and I can get onto my side, and my feet and calves tend to curl round that calf ridge, which makes for a very comfortable night's sleep. It's like floating on a cloud. I can also turn around the other way. Right, and when I'm around this way, my knees are kind of against the calf ridge, but then my feet go away from it again and my toes curl around it, so I'm making best use of that calf ridge all times when I'm sleeping on my side. And that is how you get a good night's sleep in a hammock when you're a side sleeper. One last thing, I spent over a year practicing sleeping in a hammock, which also helps. First few nights are a bit of a challenge, but it gets easier the more you do it. So I've spent 365 days, upwards of that now, sleeping in a hammock. So yeah, I've got the hang of it. As a side sleeper, I get a very good night's sleep in a hammock.